what a lot of people don't understand is a lot of the symptoms that come with PMOS is high androgens, which is typically driven from high insulin, which is caused by metabolic syndrome, and then cysts on your ovaries, which can also be driven by high insulin, a metabolic issue. And so for me, how I think of it is I hope that it just gives more people that get this diagnosis. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to this month's Wellness Hour with your hosts, Jensen, myself, Lacey, and Kira. Today, we are really diving into fertility issues. We are talking a little bit more about Lacey's struggles, our battle with the Western medicine approach to fertility issues. We're diving into the new name PMOS for PCOS, the rebrand, and what that means for the diagnosis. And we are also diving into Kira's struggles with having to boil her water 5 days in a row. So please reach out to Kira after listening to this episode to make sure she's okay. But we hope you get something out of this podcast. And if you are going through something similar as Lacey is, as Kira has in the past, then please reach out and we are happy to just even be a soundboard. And hopefully you can get something out of this podcast, even if you aren't currently going through that, because I sure did. So love you guys so much. Make sure to download the episode and hope you enjoy. We are reporting live from the Wellness Effects studios. I am here with my co-hosts, Lacey Iskra and Kira Iskra. How are you doing today, ladies?
I am doing good, like fine wine.
Kira said she's spiraling a little bit today, so I would love a little bit of insight into why, Kira.
Well, you know me, every once in a while I just like a good spiral. But we are in like a boil water advisory right now.
It's kind of creepy.
Yeah, it is. But of course, Brett like used to work on like water. He was a water boy when he was a kid. No, he used to dig like the water lines for the town of Wilkie with his dad, which is where he grew up. And if you like nick a water line, you have to like pour chlorine where the nick is, because bacteria from the surrounding dirt of that pipe can then get into the water supply. And then you have to notify anyone within that area, and they technically have to go on like a boil water advisory. So he's like, it's no big deal. It's totally fine. Like, don't drink the water, but like bathe in it, do dishes, like whatever. And I'm talking to like a couple of my neighbors, and they're like kind of more on the careful side of it. And they're kind of like, no, we're not using the water. I don't even want to bathe my kids. So I'm just like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing? We're about 5 days in now. And I'm like, it's so annoying. But luckily I get my raw milk in these like giant 4-liter glass jugs, and I keep forgetting to return them to my person. And so I just have to like constantly boil water and like fill these jugs up. I had to like give Jake a bath in the sink. And Brett's away working right now also. So he just like keeps me calm in like these kind of situations. Like I can very easily spiral and then let like boiling water become my entire personality. Like I'm like, I always have to have like 17 liters of clean drinking water. I'm just like, okay, you need to chill, Kira. So like not having him here while this is happening is just kind of like,
well, those things are so annoying. Like people don't understand how annoying it is to boil every single drop of water that you are using. Like it adds so much time to your day.
Like if we want to have pasta, you have to like boil the water first to like get all the shit out, and then like you're supposed to let it cool and then you can use it. And then I'm just like, holy fuck.
First world probs.
I know. I'm like, I'm so grateful for my drinking water and like that I'm home. Like imagine if you were like working out of the house and then had to come home and like boil a shit ton of water. Like I guess you could get Culligan jugs. So I'm like really grateful for all of that. But it's so nice out, and like we can't use the sprinkler, or like Ellie has this baby with a bottle and she'll go fill up the baby's bottle with the RO water like by herself. She'll climb up on the counter, and the other day I come into the kitchen and she's drinking out of it sitting on the counter. I'm like, what are you doing? Like whip it out of her hand. I'm like, I told you the water is poisonous. She's just like, what? Like, okay, I need to calm down. This is crazy. And yeah, I'm just like sleeping with both kids right now.
It's just a busy season.
Kelowna's on a water shortage.
Oh God.
The lake's at like an all-time low.
But we're supposed to get a lot of rain like this weekend, thank God.
I know it's raining here a lot. And I said to Matt, I was like, have you ever seen it rain this much here? And he was like, no, not since I moved here. It's like pouring like Vancouver.
It's weird because we got so much snow this winter that I thought you guys didn't. Oh, we got like record levels. Like our lakes are all going to be high.
Flooding. Yeah, I've heard there's like flood advisories.
No, when we took the boat out the other weekend, we couldn't even go to our normal dock because the levels were like so high or so low, I guess. But the water was so technically high to like the ground. Wait, the ground was high, the water was low. I get it. Yes. But no, it's crazy. But yeah, we were supposed to get a lot this weekend, so that should be good.
Nice. Well, what's new with you, Lace? How was your birthday?
Birthday was good. Yeah, so you guys will be listening to this a little bit down the road.
So if you missed saying happy birthday to her, you really, really fucked up and you should feel horrible.
But don't blame yourself, because when my Facebook got hacked about a year ago, the first thing they did was change my birthday to November 6th. So I got a lot of birthday wishes on November 6th, and then I didn't get a lot of birthday wishes on May 11th, which is my real birthday.
And wait, you can't change that back now?
I can, because all my like business stuff is set up through my Facebook page. So I actually like never go on Facebook ever anymore. So I just like forget about it. But it's kind of fun. Like half my birthday wishes of like the people who actually like me I get on my real birthday. And then it's like halfway through the year, all these random people from high school. Yeah, I kind of like it. So I feel like I'm just going to leave it. But no, I did get a lot of birthday wishes. Actually, Brett was panicking. I remember that. He's like, is it Lacey's birthday? Like, what? I'm like, what? No. I remember him like getting all worried, but he probably did also miss your actual birthday because he's not with me and I didn't text him. No, I think he might have messaged me. It's funny. Our text messages are like, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. But no, it was really good. It was very chill. And Megan, my friend who moved away to Costa Rica in January, she flew here and surprised me and I had no idea. And so that was just really cute and fun. It was funny because literally like that day I was thinking about it, or no, the day before, because they almost ruined the surprise because we're like on the way to the gym and Megan texts Zach. So it like pops up on his screen. I'm like, why are you texting Zach?
Why does that always happen when he tries to surprise you? Like he needs to think about that.
I know. And he's like, oh, but he did good. He's like, oh, she just wants to get you a present and she wants me to film it when it comes to our door. So she's just like texting me to tell me to film it. I was like, okay. And it was so funny because I was thinking that day, because Megan's just always that friend that will always give birthday presents, like whenever, like, and even now it's like, you know, to our friends, we like all go out for dinner here and no one usually like brings anybody a present, right? But she's always the one that shows up to every single thing with a present for the person. And it's so thoughtful and wrapped, like with a handwritten card. Like she's just that. And she's always done that for me. And I think I just appreciate it even more because I'm just so not a present person. I never expect it because gift giving is not my love language. We'll say that. So I just like never expect it from people because it's not even like top of mind really. And so when I do get one, I'm just like, oh my God, this is so nice. And so I was literally had the thought of like, I wonder what she's going to do this year because she always gets me the best presents and then she was here. So that was really good. And then yeah, in Kelowna, there was like this little music festival garden party at the city park outside. And it was like the most beautiful day, like actual perfect weather. Never too hot, never too cold, didn't want a sweater, like just perfect. And the vibe was so fucking cool of this garden party. It was more like melodic house music. I don't even know if you guys know what that is, but like kind of like chill music. It never gets too crazy, like head banging hardcore. It's very like, we're cooking dinner. Let's like pull on this chill house set. Like I love it. I love that kind of music. And it's so funny because all of my friends were all pretty heavy dubstep, like, you know, head banging people when we go to a rave, like that's our choice. But I'm like, what I've learned through music is it's just a different experience when it's like chill house music. So I was like, you just have to embrace the music because the whole time they're sitting there like, you're teasing us, like, come on, give. And I'm like, it's never going to happen.
Let your nervous system calm down.
They're like, I need to be stimulated. But no, it was just so good. And the girl that performed was like an actual pretty well-known DJ from like the UK. And she's like never came to Canada before. And she's like pretty big. But so she was really good. Nora was her name. Nora and Pure, I think. So we did that. And then we just chilled. And it was from 2 to 8 o'clock. It was just the perfect segue into summer socialization. Like you're coming out of the winterness and you're just like, we got to kind of see everyone, but it wasn't crazy and we didn't have to stay out all night. We got to go home early and go to bed. And so, yeah, it was honestly a really good day. And now I'm
35 years old. So that is pretty crazy.
What are 35 things you've learned in the last 35 years? Go.
Okay. Your reaction to a situation does not change the situation. It only changes your experience of the situation. Discipline is a lot easier when you're actually living in alignment with your life. Should I keep going?
Not to 35, but you can do a couple more.
No.
How about 5?
No, but yeah, so that's crazy. Halfway through my 30s to 40, but I'm halfway to 70, which is fucked. So yeah, it was pretty chill. Other than that, we just honestly worked and didn't get up to anything crazy, but that's kind of how I like my birthdays.
Peak and pit of your year.
Ooh. Oh man. So fucking hard to think of on the spot. No, I would say my peak is me blowing up on social media, something I've worked for 10 years and acquiring almost 1 million followers in the span of a few months. So that's definitely was probably the peak. And the pit probably now officially will be how do you say that word? Geriatric pregnancy. So probably not getting pregnant is probably the pit of the year. Because other than that, everything is so good, which has been part of the journey of holding the two dualities at the same time. Is all my dreams are coming true while simultaneously they're getting crashed in front of my face. So that's life, baby.
This episode of The Wellness Effect is brought to you by Lifestyle You. If you're listening to this podcast and thinking, okay, this sounds like me, whether it's low energy, hormone imbalances, stubborn symptoms, or you just feel like you've tried everything, Lifestyle You is our root cause coaching program designed to help you actually connect the dots.
We use functional nutrition, personalized support, and functional lab testing to figure out why your body is doing what it's doing, instead of just guessing or slapping a Band-Aid on symptoms.
And because you're a listener of The Wellness Effect, when you use the code Wellness Effect, you'll receive a free functional lab when you join the program. If this episode is resonating with you, make sure to share it with a friend, subscribe to the podcast, and check out the show notes to learn more about Lifestyle You and how to apply.
That's life. So just trying to trust the process, but I've been going to acupuncture for now 5 weeks, I think, in a row. And my last 3, she said my pulse has been really, really good and my body is much calmer and my hormones seem really good and my digestion seems really good. So funny, she seen, because I had one little spot of psoriasis. You can't see it on my elbow, but she's like, oh, let me see that. She's like, oh yeah, a couple more sessions. You won't even get that anymore. I was just crazy to just be in someone else that has such different beliefs and scopes of oh, is that really all it takes? But she said, I still have a little bit of tension in my body, but she's like, it's crazy. So she gave me and Zach a sex protocol. She's like, okay, starting now, every other day.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I'm kind of getting up to I think I'm on day 13 of my cycle.
Kind of getting up to 3 times a day. We're just working our way up to 5 times a day.
It was so funny. He might get mad at me for saying this, but whatever. Because Zach has in his head, because he read somewhere that it takes 48 hours for your sperm to rejuvenate fully. So it's when you are ovulating, you almost don't want to go back to back to back to back, because it's kind of the first one you want to get out and then the second one is good. But then the third one, it's your sperm kind of goes down. And so I said that to her. I'm like, oh, so we can do every other day. I'm like, Zach's always in his head that his sperm isn't going to be good if we don't get the full 2 days between. She's like, oh, they only need 24 hours between. You don't need to rest. And then 3 minutes later, because we were kind of quiet, she's like, but I mean, if he doesn't want to, you don't have to force him. If he needs a break, you are allowed. I was just he doesn't need a fucking break. But you could kind of tell she's like, are you forcing him into this? I'm like, no, it's not he's begging for a break. He's just in his head that. But it was just funny how she responded to that. So hopefully this is the month.
So what are you actually working your way up to?
Oh, well, it's just different. Over ovulation, it's every other day. Is that what you mean? What are we working up our way sex-wise?
No, that's how you started off the conversation. You said, yeah, I'm just working my way up to, and then me and Kira thought you were saying you're working your way up to having sex multiple times a day, but you didn't finish your thought. You were talking about something else.
Oh, I have no idea.
Shoot. Maybe your acupuncture, you're working your way up to more acupuncture?
No, because you said pretty much 3 months and we should be good. So I think I'll just keep doing that and we'll see. And hopefully this month is the month. But if not, there's always next month.
There's plenty more months, and that geriatric Nate ages based off of like her parents having kids, right? It has to do with the male sperm.
No, it's like women who have babies after the age of 35 are like 40% more likely to live to be 100.
Yeah, no, it's actually like a pretty crazy stat. So maybe that's just, I don't know. I'm trying to trust the journey at the same time, being like, what the fuck?
I'm excited for it to all like, it's all of a sudden going to be like,
I know it'll happen when it's supposed to, but I feel like I'm at that place now. And I think I was kind of telling you this, Kira, already, but I feel like now, like if this acupuncture in the 3 months, we don't get pregnant, it's like, I feel like I'm having so much resistance and I'm almost having like more crazy thoughts and stuff, because now if this doesn't work, I like have to start doing like the next layer of what's going on, which I'm just like so resistant to, one, because that's just how my brain works. And I'm like, now having to make doctor's appointments and go and do all of this and get my hormones tested and get all these scans. And I'm just like so fucking resistant to that whole entire process, not even just like incorporating all of the Western medicine bullshit that I know I'm going to have to deal with. And I just like don't want to do it so fucking bad. And so it's like, now I'm coming up to that of like, well, do you not want to do it as bad as you don't want to have a baby, Lacey? So I think that's why it's just like right now I kind of know I'm like going to give myself 3 months with this. I'll probably do a Dutch test this cycle just to kind of see if my progesterone is okay.
Yeah, it's just so hard. And obviously, like, I don't know if you're even looking for advice, but I just feel like we hear so many like terrible experiences. Not all of them are like that. The other side of it is, I think with me, it's like just more looking at it like, okay, even if I use them, it doesn't mean I have to necessarily take their advice, especially if I don't like it, but at least I can get more answers. Like I'm going through, and it's taken me so long to like book these appointments, but on first day of my cycle, I'm getting like an ultrasound, and then I'm getting like comprehensive blood work, and it's like been so much resistance. And I don't even know if I want to say this. Chances are whatever they tell me is going on and like what I need to do, I'm probably not going to listen to, but at least like you can rule out like structural things. And then that gives you like peace of mind, right?
Yeah, 100%. But I just don't want to.
I literally couldn't relate more.
And it's just too, like, it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's such a weird mindset to be in. But it's also like, well, if there is something going on that is like a more easy fix, then you kind of fucking just have to do it too. But I just like, I don't want to start that next path of like, okay, and then this is good, and then you're going to have to do. And so I just need to like get out of my own way. But I was like, I'll just give this 3 months. I'm going to do the Dutch test, see. I don't know. I feel great. So we'll just see how my hormones are. But I think they're going to be fine. And like my little mini test that I do every day says they're perfect. But it's just like something's got to fucking give.
Well, even my one friend, she just went to the fertility clinic. They're having their own struggles, and they just did I don't know what the actual term is for it, but like the saline flush through your...
The HCG or HSG?
Yeah, just to see if there's any blockages. And that was kind of like the only thing they did. And I'm like, that's actually would be just cool to know. You know what I mean? But I know it is. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that'll be the next step. But I think that's why I'm just having a lot of, because I'm just so like, I just want to trust the process. And you know what I mean? But I'm like, well, what if I'm the reason? But I'm just like, is there any way that I'm the reason? I just feel like no. But I got to. So that'll be the next step.
Freaking endo is just like a big topic that is so understudied. And I just feel like so many people are dealing with it. And I don't know, like maybe just with your cramps, but your cramps have gotten better.
They've gotten better, but I've always kind of had like, it always went back and forth. You know what I mean? So it's not like this is like, oh my God, this is the first time that my cramps have been that good. I've had cramps that have been better than what they were. And obviously everyone's body is different. So everyone can respond to endo differently. But just with endo, you usually do get cramps prior to your period starting. And then they usually last 5+ days. And it's more to do with that. And there's just like a lot of different other hormonal symptoms. So I just have like 0 of my things correlate with endo. But it's just like, is the hugest question mark is how come I've never had through all my different phases like a easy period if it was more linked to the prostaglandins and the inflammation, which it is. But even I have a very light period. And so that's to do with your uterine lining. And so my girl said like that could be something, but that's also linked to endo, is a weak or thin uterine lining.
Kira, did you say that on the podcast, what you want to have more of? I feel like that's a cool thing to share, like even during pregnancy.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, so chlorophyll is really great for like blood building during pregnancy, which a lot of people just like life depletes us. It's like everything. And then it can also help build up that uterine lining. And I know Lacey's been kind of taking it, so that's good.
Yeah, it's just so funny because I randomly started taking chlorophyll and then I just seen that Health Lily girl, she posted like her drink with her, like I got that body bio thing. And then I just made all of those juices for content. So I've been like slamming like beet juice and pomegranate juice because I just have so much. And then it's like good because I think beet juice is really higher in iron. And then I can't remember, the pomegranate juice has like lots of polyphenols or something. So it's just like interesting how all of these things are coming into my life and I'm doing it. So we'll see. I'm hopeful. Zach's like, wait, maybe we should wait 1 more month so it can be a March baby. I'm like, no fucking way we're trying to fuck with the horoscope, honey. Like, I can't.
We're past that point.
So we're past that point of caring about what the horoscope is, but no. Yeah. The business stuff is just crazy right now. And it was funny because I was talking to Chad about my like life path number and like this year and everything. And everything is like money, success, authority, like all of job. And then my next month or my next year life path or my 9-year or 8-year is all about like family. And so I'm like, is it going to be another whole year?
Well, no, because you'd be pregnant for 9.
Yeah. So that's what I'm kind of hoping, that it's going to start happening anytime. But we'll see. If not, I'm going to have to start the next process. And I think there's a part of me that's scared to start that next process to learn, like if I have endo and then I have like, this is going to be another year-long journey and I have to go get fucking surgery. And then I'm going to have to go through 8 million hoops and talk to 4 million fucking people. And I just like, I don't want to say I don't have that in me, but like, I don't know if I have that in me, to be completely honest. So I just think there's a part of me that's also resisting it because I'm like scared of, okay, if we learn what's wrong, then I have to go through a 3, 6, 9, 12 month.
You have to decide first if you want to do that. That's the tricky little.
Yeah. Which I think I would, because it's like, well, what else am I going to do? You know what I mean? Even if it's going to take another year, but then we're done trying for like the year. So I don't know. As always, it's just a massive mind fuck, but I'm just choosing to trust. I asked the universe for a very clear sign a couple days ago, have not got it yet. So I'm hoping it shows up soon so I can just chill. But I do feel more, yeah, I don't know. It's such a weird thing trying to like be happy and grateful and stoked and like so excited about the business while simultaneously holding this. It's just interesting dichotomy, but such is life.
Yeah, such is life. And unfortunately, it's just so like common. Like it's just crazy how many people are struggling right now. Like crazy.
Oh yeah, when I made that post, I just got so many people that reached out.
Oh my God, that post, like,
oh no, I was just telling Kira, I learned that lesson. I'm never allowed to make a fertility fucking post in the middle of a Tuesday. Just like crying for like 3 hours. I don't think I responded to any comments on it. I was like, I still got to go back. Just like bawling. Zach like comes down. He's like, what's wrong? Like, I made a fertility post. I had actually made it a long time ago and then I stopped because I was crying so much that I like couldn't keep doing it. And then I was just like, I need to like a connection post today. And that was like in my drafts. And then it was just like game over trying to write that caption. So I learned that lesson, got a lot of IVF recommendations.
You did?
Yeah.
Really?
Just a lot of people like messaging, just like acquaintances over the years, I'd say, just randomly messaging me about like their experience or where they should go, or friends that have had success at these clinics versus these clinics, or friends that have gone to Europe to get it.
Maybe you should explain, because I feel like people listening, like they might hear this and be like, why would they be opposed to that? That doesn't make sense. So maybe we should explain why we have that reaction.
And I want to do this like very delicately because I do not judge anyone who chooses to do IVF. Like I know a functional practitioner that I actually used to business coach, and her and her husband have been trying for 2 years and they just started IVF, and she's having this huge like disconnect because she understands what not getting pregnant actually means. But I think she's like 37 and she just doesn't want to wait and like do the work. And I have other friends of actually like sisters or brothers of functional practitioners that also just like, they don't want to wait. They're too old. And so pretty much my belief is there's no such thing as unexplained fertility. And there is a reason why your body is not getting pregnant. And I do think that IVF is just like forcing your body into a thing that it doesn't want to do or doesn't feel prepared to do. And just for me, I just don't think that that's my journey. And I don't think I'll ever do it. I try never to say never because you never really actually know when push comes to shove, but I really don't think from just the amount that I've learned. And then even I was just reading about this thing because that Health Lily girl posted about the egg also chooses the sperm. And so like just giving it whatever one that they picked, like there's just so much. And I like struggle to talk on the subject because I just know so many people do choose to do IVF and I like have no hate on that. I just think like there's a much bigger issue where women who can't get pregnant and they go in and they get one test done and they're never really like, they just don't understand it. And then they're given this as like their only option. And then they think that it's great. And then not even to mention like the success rates of IVF is actually very, very, very low. And so they never like talk about any of that. So I just think there's just like a bigger issue at play than IVF is like bad for us or it's like faking something.
Well, and it is an industry. It's a very successful, profitable industry. And I think people go in like, okay, I'm going to go to a fertility clinic and they assume that they're going to get the right testing. Like they're going to get this path that's maybe going to try a few things to get them pregnant naturally if it's possible for them. But then all their testing magically shows them that IVF is the answer because, well, you're sitting in an IVF clinic and then they get to kind of walk you down that path as well. And like, it's because it is such a sensitive topic and people are so desperate to get their baby, they will just do whatever, you know?
Well, and I feel like it starts even like, and we don't even realize, but I had a conversation not too long ago. And I think it starts so early. Like people will have irregular periods and they're just like, well, it's fine because I'll just like do IVF. But I don't think they understand how hard it is on your body and that it doesn't always work. And so it's just, I don't know, like you said, it's so sensitive.
I just don't want anyone to like feel bad or that they like made the wrong decision.
No, because there's no wrong decision, especially if it got you what you wanted, which is a baby. Like you're entitled to make your own choices the same way you're entitled to make your own choice that you don't want to go down that route. And there's no judgment. Like if someone tells me they're doing IVF.
Yeah, no judgment at all. Yeah, get it. But I just don't think it's my journey on this earth to do that. So mainly for how much hormonal birth control completely fucked up my whole life. And is the main reason I'm probably even recording this podcast right now, that I just don't want to put more fake shit into my body. And it just honestly, it sets you up for not a great postpartum. Like there's just so many things. Again, I don't want to say too much, but yeah, it's just worth thinking about and do your own research. As much as that fucking sucks to hear, it's like, they don't have your best interest at heart. And it's not even that a lot of them are doing it maliciously. It's that that's just what they were taught and they don't even understand what questions to ask. But again, I'm going to shout out that Health Lily girl because she's just done so much amazing content around this subject. And I think has like opened so many people's eyes. So maybe we'll like drop her handle in the show notes. Maybe we should reach out and see if she'll come on the pod.
I know, I've thought about that.
But she's just really helped me, honestly, on this journey. And she just does a great job. So if you're kind of thinking about it and you kind of have a bad feeling about it, I highly recommend following her because she's just talked to a lot of women. And she had a very viral video where she was like, put your finger down if you went da-da-da-da-da. And she like told her whole story about how she went to the IVF clinic. They didn't run any of the proper tests. And like, if she would have actually went through with IVF, what she found out that she does have stage 1 endo is like, she would have lost the baby multiple times. It would have been like the worst thing ever.
She was on like USA Today. She was on a bunch of news.
Oh yeah. So she got on the news. So it's like good because like this information needs to be known. But yeah, just know that IVF is a business and there is always a reason why you can't get pregnant. Is always a sign that something deeper is going on, because at the end of the day, that's like the one thing women were put on this planet for, is to reproduce. Is that the right word? I guess so. Yeah.
Doesn't mean you need to, but it is what we're here for.
Yeah. And it's like one of the most natural processes ever. And so it's like, there's always a reason. So just don't settle for unexplained infertility because that like just does not make sense. Just like continue to advocate for yourself and ask questions, and then no judgment if that's what you choose to do with the information that you have, but just always.
Well, and I just think it like really highlights why it's so important from a young age for our kids, or even if you're someone listening to this and you're like in your early 20s and you can't see yourself wanting to have kids for like 10 years, 15, literally 20 years, it still matters. And like preconception health is literally just health. It's life. And what I've like noticed from like some clients that we've worked with inside our program who come in, like I've worked with clients who had failed IVF, who've gotten pregnant literally 8 weeks into our program, just from like opening up their drainage pathways and working on their minerals. And that just blew me away because I was like, I don't know how to like, I'm not a fertility specialist. Like, I don't know how to get people pregnant. It's like, you just have to focus on the things that we talk about constantly. And like for some people that can make a difference. And even like for Lacey, if it takes a long time, if there's other shit going on, like she kind of mentioned before, once you eventually do get pregnant, your pregnancy is going to be so much easier than if you went into IVF with depleted minerals, blocked drainage pathways, under eating, shitty, like whatever, all the things. And then also your postpartum experience, which like it's a fucking crazy roller coaster. Breastfeeding is going to be easier. Your children are going to be healthier.
Yeah. And I think too, like, especially someone for me, if you're feeling like, well, I'm doing all of those things and it doesn't work, it's like, you got to include some spirituality in all of this, right? And there's like a huge part of my belief system is that like our babies choose us and when they're ready, they're going to come. So it's like, it also is just timing and that can play a part, but it's like just listening to my own experience, right? It's like, okay, we've done this. We've kind of like crossed all of our boxes on that. It's like, okay, there might be something deeper now. We need to go a level deeper if we want to have a baby. So it's not always just like, trust the process and like manifest a baby. Like you still have to act in alignment as someone who wants a baby. So you have to make sure you're doing the things.
Well, and I think people think like, oh, that level deeper is that I went and got hormonal blood work on some random day in my cycle and everything came back normal. So I went the level deeper. It's like, no, everybody. Like it's way deeper than blood work on a random day on your cycle. Like I said, I'm doing some of this like testing and stuff with my doctor and I got this big blood work requisition and there was no recommendation of like when I should go during my cycle. And I was just like,
was there hormones on it?
Yes.
What kind of prompted you to get all those tests done, Jeb?
Just like when I, obviously just with this whole, like my period being irregular, I've seriously been in this process for so long. And I don't know, some people are going to think this is not good, but I don't really give a shit. My one friend's doctor said, like, if you are struggling with your period and you want more help than just getting like your testosterone and estrogen tested, then you essentially need to tell your doctor that you're trying and then they'll like put you into a fertility clinic so they can like see what's going on. And so we did that. And then we got the requisition. Of course, it took so long to like get into the fertility clinic. And then of course, ADHD brain. And also it's just like when it is actually in front of you, you're like, well, do I really need to do it? It got pushed off for so long. And then they were like, you need to do it or else you're going to lose your spot. And so I was like, okay. And so, yeah, I got a requisition for a X-ray and I have to do it first day of my cycle. So that was like normal. And then the other one was full comprehensive blood work panel, which I'll just do because it's nice to have it. And I think they'll actually do like a full thyroid panel. But yeah, no day of my cycle recommendation. I don't know if it's because I said I have an irregular cycle that they were just like, well, you can't even guess it. But isn't it usually day 3 of like your period that you want to do it? So it's like you can still know.
Yeah, you know day 3, what day 3 of your period was. Oh my good Lord.
I've ovulated on the exact same day, 2 cycles in a row. And my period's going to be 40 days long. 2 cycles in a row, sorry.
Oh my God, Jeb.
I know. I don't even let myself get excited though anymore.
That makes me like, holy shit.
I know.
Crazy.
It's like so funny being excited about a 40-day cycle. Like, yeah, 40 days.
Hey, but that's like getting close to optimal.
But that's what Lacey's saying. It like takes time and like it is not a quick journey. And that's why I'm so glad that I went off birth control almost 5 years ago, because imagine if I was dealing with this and had come off birth control this year when I'm turning 28 this summer and probably want to start trying in the next like 2 to 3 years. If I was dealing with like trying to reverse all of this, this took me 5 years to have 2 consistent 40-day cycles. And I'm not saying that's what it's like for everyone, But there is a lot of people that come off the pill and they get a normal 24-day cycle like that, and it's totally fine. But there's a lot of people like Lacey who didn't get a period for a long period of time, like me, who's been struggling with like up to 100-day long cycles for 5 years straight of doing all the things, but it just takes time. And that's the other thing. Like we go in and it's like 6 months of trying, you have unexplained fertility, you have IUI, and then we'll go down IVF. And it's like, what if, what if?
And hear me out.
Yeah, and hear me out. We just ate a little bit healthier and we opened up our drainage pathways and we maybe salted our food a little bit and we just tried a little bit longer and started tracking our cycle and started noticing our symptoms. And it's just so interesting because pros and cons with all of this. And Lacey, I'm sure it's been the same for you. And Kira, I know you've said this with your journey. It's like, I'm so aware of what my body is doing at every cycle. It's like this cycle, I'm like, oh, cervical mucus, like 3 days in a row, boom, ovulation, boom, boobs are bigger. Like I knew I ovulated on that exact, and then boom, temperature spike. I don't need any ovulation strips. I know exactly what's happening. And it's taken time, but like, it is really amazing. Like your body gives you signals and we just aren't taught to listen to those because we're taught to go on birth control and dim all of those signals from the time we are as young as fucking 10 years old. Like I actually cannot believe it. I cannot believe it.
It's actually crazy, but that is such a good point. And I think that's a part of the freaking business. You know what I mean? Like I made a reel a couple months ago and it was kind of going around as a trend, but it's like the same girls that all went on birth control at 14 are now put on IVF. And then there's like, I can't remember what all the levels were.
No, it's like birth control, IVF, antidepressants, hormones for menopause, hysterectomy, autoimmune. Like
It's just such a joke. And I think that's like put on us from so early on is like getting pregnant is so easy. It will happen anytime. Sex is so bad. You know what I mean? And so we all kind of think, oh, we'll just go on birth control. We won't get pregnant. And then the minute when that's kind of like thinking like the logical next step in our life, we'll just get off of it and we'll get pregnant, when it's just like understand that for a lot of people, it isn't going to happen easily. And even if it does happen easily, sometimes that is a bigger red flag, and meaning your pregnancy and postpartum are going to be even worse because your body didn't even know to reject it or to know that I'm not actually in that safest place, which is like even a next level deeper. Like that's why we all know like the super unhealthy person that gets pregnant when we're like fighting for our life, doing everything. We're like, what is going on? But that's not always a good thing. And then you hear about their pregnancy and their postpartum and it was horrible, right? And it's probably because their body wasn't actually ready, but they didn't even have the communication inside working properly to the point where it could reject it.
That perspective, I think,
it's helped me so much. I tell myself that perspective often because it's a little bit of a...
Well, and two, it can like take a little bit of time for your nervous system to like catch up. Like Lacey, you always kind of say for years that you like told yourself maybe you like didn't want to have kids, and like even just putting off, like pushing down our periods with birth control for so long. It's like, in a way, we're telling our body like, this is bad. This is gross. Like being a woman is like shameful, or literally it's just annoying. We have this super annoying and inconvenient thing that happens to us once a month. And it's like, oh God, like I wish I could just go back.
But I think if that's just like always what you've had too, and then if you've had painful periods or whatever, because I hear that a lot. They're like, I have IUD, I'm on birth control. And I'm just like, I love not getting my period. I'm like, wait till you're off birth control and you don't get it for 100 days long and you know something's so wrong with your body. Then you're going to realize, wow, this is a vital sign of my health. And I actually do like getting my period because it shows that things are kind of working a little bit how they should be.
And I'm in like this side of Instagram now that tells you, or that's like very woo-woo about your period. And it's like, that's when we're most like creative. Or no, wait, that's not how it is. Ovulation is when you're like literally to be creating life. And then when you like have your period in this shed, it allows you to like see what is meant to be in your life, see what should not be there, what does not align for you. It's literally a moment to go within and like reevaluate every single month who, what, when, where, why your life is the way that it is, and if it's supposed to be that way. And like even some people are like, the way you feel on your period is like a message of your cycle telling you like something's a little bit out of alignment or whatever it is. And like, yeah, I just am like excited to teach Ellie. We're going to be like rubbing period blood on our face and like howling at the moon. No, I'm kidding.
Free bleeding in the backyard.
Free bleeding.
Brett, do not come out here. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, oh God.
I don't know. It is interesting and it makes me sad. And I'm just so over being like, yeah, like it's fine. Like it's all fine. But it's like, it's not fine. Like we're not fine. As a society, as women, we are not fine. Like we need to stop pretending like we are.
No, it's bad. It's bad out there. So hopefully it'll come soon. I don't know.
It will. I really do feel like it will.
Yeah. I do still have faith, so we shall see. But yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy, the mind games. And I'm just really sick of planning my whole fucking life around not being pregnant or I might be pregnant. It's just, that's also the annoying part, but just trying not to even think about that anymore.
But it sucks because you want to be, but then sometimes you're like, oh, it would be nice if I wasn't pregnant for that, but I want to be pregnant so bad.
I was like to Zach, I don't think I'm going to like track over the summer and we're not like going to try because it's just like so annoying. And he's like, yeah, right. We're still trying. I was like, fuck, damn it.
But we're missing this month because we need to wait till March.
Yeah. I'm like, I think I can do a little cut in July. He's like, no, come on.
Come on. What if I just tried?
What if I just tried? So we'll see. I'm still, hopeful, but just knowing it's about to get to the second level, which is fine. But it's hard when you just want to trust, but then you're like, well, can I, or do I actually need intervention here? So we'll see.
Just don't even look at it as intervention. Just look at it as like
more information for you to do with as you. But I totally get that. I felt the same way.
No, I get it.
You know, because I'm like, I just want to trust that it is all just in good timing. But what if I have a massive fibroid blocking my tube?
But then you have like such an answer and then like just fixing that.
Well, I remember I did get my ovaries ultrasound when I got misdiagnosed with PMOS, the new PCOS, which maybe that's a side bridge we could take into. They did an ultrasound of me then and everything. They're like, you don't have any cysts on your ovaries, but you still have PCOS. I'm like, oh, perfect. Like everything looks really good and healthy. Just like, thanks for nothing, team. But that was like 10 or 15 years ago. So 10 years ago, probably. But PCOS got a new name. So how long do we think it's going to take all the creators whose name is PCOS to change it to PMOS?
I don't know. Like, it's going to be so weird, like seeing it change. And if people are actually going to like start truly calling it that, or if anyone is even going to know, you know what I mean? Because I'm on that space and I saw 2 posts about it yesterday.
Oh, I saw a lot. I probably saw at least 10. But it's kind of just like everyone like us, you know what I mean? Like that's why I was like proud of you for getting on it, because I'm like, you pretty much have to get on it like day one or it's like irrelevant. But for those of you that don't know, PCOS did get a rebrand to PMOS, which is, Jeb, you talk about it because you know a little bit more.
Even like when I was doing that reel yesterday, I'm like, Polyendocrine Metabolic Ovarian Syndrome. So it's a little bit more wordy.
Polyendocrine Metabolic Ovarian Syndrome.
So it covers all of the pieces of it. Because even the diagnostic criteria, like Lacey said, you don't need to have cysts on your ovaries to be diagnosed with PCOS. Now, PMOS, and the first word was, or term was polycystic ovarian syndrome, meaning the only thing it included was cysts on your ovaries. So it's extremely confusing for people to get diagnosed with it when they get an ultrasound and nothing comes back when they get their ultrasound. You can also have cysts on your ovaries and not have PCOS. What is great about this transition is it encapsulates the metabolic component of PCOS, which is why polyendocrine metabolic ovarian syndrome. And it still includes the ovaries on your cyst because a lot of people do have that. But what a lot of people don't understand is a lot of the symptoms that come with PMOS is high androgens, which is typically driven from high insulin, which is caused by metabolic syndrome, and then cysts on your ovaries, which can also be driven by high insulin, a metabolic issue. And so for me, how I think of it is I hope that it just gives more people that get this diagnosis motivation to go down a different route than what the doctor is probably still going to continue to tell them. Now, I did make that post yesterday and I had a girl in med school message me just being like, sorry you had that experience. I promise we're learning. And I used to work with her. She's honestly great. And I always want to like do a disclaimer, like not all doctors are bad. Like a lot of doctors, especially younger ones, really want to like change the way medicine is going. But unfortunately, like my case was, and I've told this story before, I'm going to tell it again. I went in, I got diagnosed with PCOS. I've never had such an experience with a doctor. I was on the phone with her and she was like, yeah, you have normal hormone levels, but you have cysts on your ovaries and you have an irregular cycle. So that's the 3 points for the diagnostic criteria. I don't think the diagnostic criteria has changed with the new name. She was like, the only thing you can do is go back on birth control, because it was after I got my IUD out. And I was like, well, I don't really want to do that. Is there anything else I can do? And she was like, literally got mad at me and was like, no, this is a condition you will have for the rest of your life. And the only thing you can do is go on birth control. Like literally said it in that tone. And I'm already stressed because I get this like diagnosis. I have cysts on my ovaries. I've always been scared about my ability to have kids. I'm like breaking out. My acne's fucking terrible because I just got my IUD out. And this is what this stupid lady is saying. And so me being the stubborn person I am, went into the rabbit hole and figured it out on my own. So what I'm hoping is, because a lot of people do get this diagnosis and the doctors tell them all you can do is go on birth control. And I hope that this at least motivates people to understand that it is a metabolic disease and you can improve your metabolic health. And the other thing that I will say is, and I was talking about this earlier, is it takes time. And I said this in my reel, is that people think it's an oversimplification to just improve your metabolic health and you can reverse all of your symptoms of PCOS, PMOS. It's not. It just takes time. A lot of the times I believe PCOS is a symptom of a lifetime of poor metabolic health, and that is not going to be reversed overnight.
Or with birth control.
Or with birth control, or with Ozempic, or with metformin. That is a blanket solution. It is a Band-Aid solution. And as soon as you get off of those, all those symptoms will come back. And this is not something that you need to just deal with or be on medication for the rest of your life. Because once again, one day you're going to want to have kids and your doctor's going to tell you that you just come off birth control and you're going to be able to get pregnant and there's no repercussions for being on birth control long term. I can tell you right now, maybe there's not studies to back up what I'm saying because there's no studies on women's health. That is not always the case.
For those of you who are listening, Jeb just rolled her eyes so hard.
Well, it's not crazy or funny, but like it took fucking 50 years to get a name that slightly makes sense. So it's like, okay, cool. We got a rebrand of PCOS. It's like that still is just not even like anything compared to what we need or the amount of science that is lacking in women's health in general. So that's just like a side tangent, but it's funny because I have this kind of more of acquaintance, but friend, and I seen her like last weekend or something like that. And she was on Ozempic for a full year because she has PCOS, and she pretty much went to her nutritionist, and her nutritionist just put her on Ozempic and said, you have a metabolic disease. You can never come off of this. You have to be on this forever. Mind you, she is so lean. And she did lose a lot of weight just in that year, but now she is so lean. Her boyfriend convinced her to go on Retta just to switch to it from Ozempic. Retatrutide is a different thing, and it's kind of the same as Ozempic for peptide, but it just also helps preserve muscle, which Ozempic doesn't do. So it's a little bit better in that sense. And then it also directly targets blood sugar, which is also just a little bit better, where Ozempic is strictly appetite suppression. It is better to do that one. Like if you're going to choose between the two, do more Retta. So her boyfriend got her to convince to switch to Retta. And then she was telling me, she's like, I just feel like absolute shit. I want to switch back to Ozempic because I go to the gym and I'm so sore for days. Like Retta's making me so sore for days. I was like sick 4 times in the last 4 months. I had bronchitis, strep throat, pneumonia, like insane things. Oh, and she's always cold. And she's like, and Ozempic never did that to me. I want to go back on Ozempic. And I'm just like, you're not comparing Ozempic to retatrutide. You're comparing a year and 6 months on a peptide that has made you sub 12% body fat, and you're not eating, and that's why you're sick, and that's why you're cold. And I'm like, this isn't comparing Retta to Ozempic. So she's been on for like a year and a half straight, no breaks. And I was like, you should really, really just take a cycle off of it. And she's like, no, I can't. Like my nutritionist told me that I have a metabolic disease and I have to do it. And she's like, but every other my symptoms is gone. Like I poop every day. And then we have another friend who also has PCOS who's on the boat. And I'm just like, told her after, I'm like, please come to me if you have any questions and do not get your peptide information from this girl. But it's just like, that was such a eye-opening to see where people's awareness are. And the answer is not just to stay on a drug for the rest of your life, even though you like it because you're lean.
And even I was thinking when Jensen was saying that, it's like, if you think that the only symptom or only issue you're ever going to run into because of your poor metabolic health is PCOS, PMOS, that's what I think the real disservice is they're just telling you, like, take this birth control and it'll fix your PCOS. But like, what fixes the metabolic issues that Jensen said that causes it? That then it's not like your body's just like, poof, that disappeared. It just shifts it to something else.
That's what I was like trying to get across to her. I was like, well, why do you have a metabolic disorder? She's like, well, I just have it. So I have to take Ozempic every day for the rest of my life. I'm like, but why? Like, no. So anyways, obviously we're in our own little bubble, you know what I mean? And we talk to a lot of the people with the same beliefs or mindsets. And so it was just like eye-opening to see that, like, oh, there's still very normal people out there who have just such weird understanding. That's so many of people that are on those things. And that's why they're not great, because they can be amazing tools, but they can also be very damaging. Anyways, what else is new for everyone?
I think we should probably wrap it up, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that was a good episode. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed our conversation all about fertility and hormonal health and women's health and how frustrated we get with it.
Sorry for yelling at you so many times.
Yeah, sorry for yelling at you guys again. Like, it comes from like the love. And if you guys have any questions about anything that we said, please feel free to DM any of us or DM the Wellness Effect Instagram. Follow the Wellness Effect Instagram, the YouTube, follow us on Spotify, turn on the bell, make sure to leave us a review, comment on episodes. It really, really helps us. We love doing this podcast and we really want to continue doing it. So it really means the world to us if you guys can do that for us. And we hope you have a great rest of your day, night, whatever it might be. And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to The Wellness Effect. We're so grateful to be part of your wellness journey. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on Instagram for more tips, laughs, and real talk. We'll put all of our handles in the show notes. If you have questions or ideas for future episodes, slide into our DMs or send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep creating your own wellness effect.